Hey guys, Ryan here, and welcome back to the Stardew Valley series. We are nearing the end of the first year, so thank you to everyone who has enjoyed the series so far, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get into it. On day 1, I got a letter from Pierre, who decided to give me a mini shipping bin, which isn't exactly the most useful thing in the world, but I have to admit, it's pretty funny next to the full-size bin. It is like mother and child, yes. My stables had been built. It came pre-installed with a horse, which I appropriately named Hans. Fun fact, this is the same name I gave to my horse on my Minecraft realm. On my way to town, I ran into a strange, shadowy figure, which just ran away from me. I'm not that ugly, am I? As I didn't know how to carry on with the quest associated with him at that point, I ignored it, and picked up Gus's special order, which required me to give him 2 dozen eggs. Simple. I sent my watering can to be upgraded again, as it wasn't needed for the entire month, before heading out to the desert to hopefully get some iridium. Wow, good job me. Immediately got attacked by an oversized flying serpent. This is going to go brilliantly, isn't it? At floor 24, I found my first iridium ore, which is quite the milestone. I somehow survived this ordeal. I don't know how, and it wasn't pretty by no means, but I survived. Ryan never dies. At half 12, I decided to leave the Skull Caverns, and in the end, I only got 11 iridium ore from that trip, which is literally 2 ingots. Uh-oh. With that depressing news, I headed to bed and got level 9 mining. On day 2, I got a letter from Robin telling me that I can buy a wood chipper to break hardwood into regular wood if I was running low on it. Mr. Key gave me 10k for getting to floor 25 in the Skull Caverns, and then Willie asked for me to catch him a squid. I ran around the map, chopping down the little amount of trees that had grown, and then headed to Robin's to upgrade the barn, but she wasn't around. Typical. I found a Nautilus shell on the beach, which was for the community centre, and then I repaired the bridge for 300 wood. On the other side, I fished for a squid, which I gave to Willie immediately. I donated the crocus and Nautilus shell to the community centre, which completed the field research bundle. After that, I ended the day. On day 3, I was given the recipe for Autumn's Bounty from Demetrius and chowder from Willie. I carried on chopping trees and got myself a snow yam for the community centre. I collected my steel watering can from the blacksmith and headed to Robin's to upgrade the barn to the max level. This means we'll now have access to sheep and pigs once it is done. I bought a calendar and phone to hopefully keep track of things better. Spoiler alert, this did not help. I processed some geodes and set my watering can to be upgraded again, before heading over to the museum to donate some more gems. I also finished the crafts room today by donating the snow yam that I got earlier and got myself another gold star for my efforts. 3 down, 3 more to go. I went fishing for a bit before putting a crab pot down in the ocean. I forgot to actually put bait in it though. Oh well, future Ryan will realise his mistake. I headed to bed, and overnight the Juminos repaired the bridge by the guild, which now gives us access to the quarry. On day 4, I interacted with a bush to find the shadowy figure, which gave me a magnifying glass. I can now find secret notes, which give little bits of information about the game and its characters, etc. It's pretty nice for a nerd like myself. I went fishing for the sturgeon, but I got my completely handed to me. So, I decided to buy a cork bobber to increase my fishing bar and trout soup to temporarily increase my fishing level. After buffing myself, A valiant battle was fought. Both sides struggled, but in the end, only one can be victorious. And that was me, baby! I donated that bad boy to the community centre and completed the lake fish bundle. I handed out a couple gifts at the saloon and then headed to bed. On day 5, my barn was fully upgraded. Not only did I have access to more animals, but they were fed automatically as well. Speaking of animals, I went to Marnie to buy a sheep, named Baba, and a pig, named Oinkers. I collected my gold watering can from Clint, and immediately gave him my axe to upgrade. I decided to go to the desert, where I was going to spend most of my day in Skull Caverns. I almost had my first death, but not today, bitches. Ryan never dies, except when he is playing Elden Ring. I eventually made it to a prehistoric floor, and I think some of you may know what I was looking for here. A dino egg, so I could have my little Baba Dino in the coops. I eventually got one, and as it was 1 in the morning, I walked back home and went to bed. On day 6, Clint was being a simp and asked me to give Emily an amethyst. I'll, steal your girl, don't worry. I put the dino egg in the incubator and donated the duck egg to the community centre. At the museum, I donated a couple artifacts that I'd gotten from killing dinosaurs. As I entered Emily's house, an event played where Haley was being a little bitch and not helping out with the chores, so naturally, I told her to stop being a lazy bastard. Straight after that, another event played, where Emily decided to dance for me. I'm going to leave the entire thing here because honestly it's such a fever dream and you need to experience it, so enjoy! After that amazing show, I finally gave her an amethyst, and she gave me a smooch. I'm now at the friendship level where I can marry her, so I guess I will steal her from Clint. Not yet though, I need a bigger house. I completed the special order from Gus, and then I randomly bought all the recipes that he had. I don't know what was going through my head or why I did this, but I did do this. I don't know why. But yeah, I spent a lot of money on buying all his recipes. Yup. I decided it was time for bed. So that's exactly what I did. Because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, you know? Bit late. On day 7, Gunther came round to let me know that I've done a great job with donating to the museum, So, as thanks, he gave me an old rusty key to the sewers. Thanks, I guess. Cheers, pal. I was then immediately greeted by Pierre, who told me that he was going to be selling new crop seeds for year 2. 1 per season, in fact. He also sent me a letter telling me to buy a bouquet to start a relationship. What a money-grabbing bastard. My beloved told me to visit the mayor's house for clothing therapy. Gus gave me a mini fridge, which I can't even place down yet, as I don't have a kitchen. And finally, Lewis told me that tomorrow is the Festival of Ice. I changed how I wanted to lay out my crops, and honestly, I quite like it. I picked up my gold axe from Clint, and then went to Lewis's house to see this clothing therapy thing. Fabulous. Simply stunning. Gross. Clint cock-blocked me, and honestly, I have never hated a man more in my life. There will be vengeance. At home, I collected the eggplant juice, and then took a visit to the quarry. Here, I blew shit up. It was immensely satisfying. What a way to end the episode. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Tatty byes!